Hey everyone, and welcome
What
back
up?
to the 1v1 series. A series
Yes,
where we
sir.
pit two DBD killers against one another based on stats and our 6 categories: strength, agility, stealth, power, resistance, and intelligence, to decide which one would come out victorious.
Yes. You know what? Because I'm a big Michael Myers fan, I'm just going to go with Mikey. I have a feeling he should lose because, I don't know, it just makes sense that Mikey can't fucking beat up the demo dog. Isn't the demo dog like an alien or whatever? But anyway, I'm a root for Mikey. Let's see what happens. Let's go.
Strength is an assessment of the killer's physical strength. Agility is an assessment of how quickly they can move and strike their weapon. Stealth is how stealthy they are. Power is how effective or strong their power is. Resistance is their ability to resist incoming direct attacks. And intelligence is an assessment of how smart or resourceful they are. With these scores and my own reasoning for each of the numbers, we will decide who I think would likely win in a 1v1 fight.
Okay.
I'm going to try and be as objective as possible and be without any bias. If you didn't know, this series is becoming a bit of a tournament. Here's the table so far for the first elimination round. The goal of this series being a search for the strongest killer in the game. Today we are seeing who would win in a 1v1 fight, the Shape or the Demogorgon.
Let's go.
Here's what you guys thought. Let's get into it. For our
Hold
first
on.
category-
So people already had Mikey winning. Let me see. Yup. Out of 4.2k votes, 57%. Interesting. Let's go.
Here's what you guys thought. Let's get into it.
Alright.
For our first category, we are going into strength. Let's take a look at Myers here first. Myers right out seems pretty strong to me. Just looking at him physically, he's a big guy. He looks much bigger than he does in the films, in fact. We can also account for some strength in Myers when he hits his tier 3, as he can one-hit, which would suggest he can swing harder than usual, or it's a more powerful swing, that kind of thing. Also, when he performs his Mori, he can easily yank any survivor off the ground and hold them up with a single hand, which definitely shows some degree of strength.
Yeah.
Demo is kind of in the same boat. It looks to be a pretty powerful and strong creature. Demo's claws are described to have immense strength with fingers that can brutalize prey. Unlike most killers, Demo also has the option to insta-break pallets too, using its shred ability, which allows you to break them when you do your lunge towards them. This shows a degree of strength also. Both Myers and Demo are getting a 10, I think. This is a pretty high start, but I think they clearly both have formidable strength, which can't be assigned to any other number. So they're just getting max points here. Okay,
Damn!
So on to agility. Agility is an odd one, as both of our killers have quite interesting agility stats. Myers, although he has quite poor agility in his lower tiers, also has very good agility in higher tiers, with a fast, longer range attack, as well as increased movement speed. Myers also has the perk Play With Your Food, which can increase his movement speed pretty considerably. With that said, by the rules of this perk, this could be pretty hard to proc during a fight, but I think it should be taken into consideration still. There's also Save the Best for Last, which with tier 3 and 8 stacks might be the fastest attack in the game. He can strike extremely quickly. He does have to land at least 8 blows prior though. Overall, I'm giving him an 8, for all the reasons I mentioned, and also that he's not really restricted.
Demo should take this
He's
one.
just in the boiler suit, and so has a ton of free movement. Demo also has pretty interesting agility. Demo goes around on all fours when climbing through windows and crawling through the upside down. It doesn't utilize its crawling when traversing normally though. It goes around on 2 legs, which doesn't seem as efficient as it could be. With that said, Demo has its shred attack, which makes it move at 14.8 meters per second, which is 460% the standard killer speed. This shred attack is one of, if not the fastest movement in the game possible by anything. The only people who can move arguably quicker than this is those who can literally teleport like Hag or Nurse. So I think despite the drawbacks, I'm going to have to say 9. Demo doesn't quite hit 10 because it's a little lanky and lumbering on 2 legs. And the fact that it does still have brief stun durations after missing attacks like Shred. Okay, so on to stealth. Myers is actually pretty stealthy. His one factor that reduces his stealth is that he's so tall, and also I guess his mask is fairly bright. With that said, whilst in his early tiers, he's both undetectable and alternatively has an incredibly low terror radius. For stealth, I'm going to give him a 9. He doesn't get a 10 simply for the fact that he's incredibly tall and his white mask is a bit of a giveaway. Myers thrives from being a watcher who stalks much more than he attacks, which is what most of his kit focuses around. I think it's safe to say that he's a stealthy boy. Demo broadly isn't too stealthy. It moves around, stamping quite loudly, and doesn't seem overly concerned with something
Myers got this one.
or seeing its arrival, which makes sense as it's an interdimensional monster. However, it does mean that initially, it doesn't seem great in this category. Simply put, I don't think it is. I think for Demo, I'm giving it a 6. It's just way too lumbering, tall, and constantly growling to be considered stealthy. Demo seems to thrive more in the region of just overwhelming you with power. Yet it will gain some points as its portals allow for interesting movement that can provide for stealthy approaches and opportunities. Okay, so for power. Mai's power is tricky to rate because he's pretty weak early on with it. At the same time, due to his stealth against the Demogorgon, he could probably get to his tier 3 with relative ease. When he gets to his tier 3 too, Mai's is kind of a machine. He can go around with quicker movement, an attack that's twice as strong as his usual one, even stronger than any attack Demo can do, as the most Demo can do is a single health state with any given hit. So I think in tier 3 he definitely has the chance to do some damage. For this reason, I think I'm going to give him an 8. When he hits his tier 3, he's powerful. He's just drawn back because he has to build it up first. The thing is, when he does, he just becomes too powerful, I feel. This is a supernatural power that effectively just seems to buff him the longer he watches someone for, at least in the context of the game.
Hey, you talking facts,
his
man.
His power is both portals as well as his shred attack. His shred is pretty great, especially in a 1v1 situation. It allows it to leap forward at 4 times its speed and attack with a wider area. It is a little restrictive sometimes, as if the attack misses, then Demo does have a brief recovery effect that you have to endure. Demo's portals definitely give him some points. However, they clearly aren't as strong in the game as they are in the show. I think the factor of his portals, his shred, his killer instinct, all in all, it's also getting an 8. This may seem high, but the potential for it to move about could easily throw off Mai's ability to stalk, and the shred attack in the context of a 1v1 is quite powerful. Okay, now we're on to resistance. Demogorgon looks to have thick skin. However, there's nothing to...
Yo, it's kind of looking neck and neck right now. Pause. But yo, I mean, Mikey could still win. I think he got like, what, a couple more points? He got like two points more than Demo. Let's see.
Indicate what its skin is made of. In the show, it's resistant to bullets and knives, basically everything. In the game, it clearly isn't as strong. Despite this, I think due to the fact that there's basically nothing to suggest it's weak when being attacked, and the only basis we have is the show as a comparison, we have to give it a 10. It seems to have skin of extreme thickness, and although Myers could puncture it, I think, in the game, it's going to take a lot, it seems. This is an otherworldly creature with an animalistic nature that will likely stop at nothing if there's an aggressor. So we're going 10 for resistance. Myers also looks pretty resistant, and we can pretty safely assume that he has some kind of supernatural element to him also, and so he definitely has a higher resistance than simply being an average person. This guy is supposedly a literal embodiment of evil. I'm going to give him a 6 though. There's honestly not much I feel I can base this off in game, so I think because he's a supernaturally enhanced tanky human, he's going to get a good 6, but quite frankly his human skin is not going to be as protective as Demo's, so relative to him, there's no way to really deny that he would be weaker, I feel. At least on the resistance side of things.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're on to intelligence. Intelligence for the Demogorgon is interesting because I'm really not sure how smart it is. Seeing as it seems more animalistic than anything, I have a feeling it isn't intelligent. In the show I get the impression at least that the Demogorgons, as well as the Demodogs, are simply slaves to a higher power. However, even with that in mind, they act cautiously and intelligently too, I guess. We can draw maybe some intelligence from their power, in that the use of their portals to sneak up and get around easier is pretty clever. I'm going to give Demo a 7, mainly because its intelligence comes from this more animalistic resourcefulness than direct intelligence, at least seemingly. Despite this, they are a very proficient killer and capable in their ability to hunt.
Fight
Myers,
back,
in my
Mike!
opinion, is pretty smart. Again, we're talking more in terms of resourcefulness here and the approach taken to hunting down prey. We can see this also in his perks, save the best for last and play with your food. He's clever with how he approaches targets in order to get the most out of them. I think I'm giving him an 8. Myers takes the advantage,
he's fighting
utilizing
back.
his stealth to remain unseen until he's at the peak of his power and speed to attack, learning about his target as he does too. So, this brings the final scores to 49 to Myers and 50 to Demogorgon.
What? By 1?
Yet. So, Demogorgon wins. This means it will be moving on to the next round and fighting against last week's winner in the second heat. This is also the conclusion of Heat 1. We are now left with 10 killers moving into the second heat. Here's the table to end the first round.
I'm not gonna watch that because I'm gonna watch these randomly. So, yeah, I'm gonna watch these randomly. That's crazy though. Actually, hold on. We still got more?
And now it is time for the description of the fight. The halls of Hawkins' laboratory are silent, all aside the sound of rats scuttling, scratching against the blood-covered plastic flooring. The thin mist that slowly rises is broken by a shape, standing firmly in the hall's center. His low, husky breathing makes the rats flee, squeaking away and crawling back up the sacrificial hooks. They hadn't been running from Myers, though. A growl came from the mist, blood flecks spewing out from it, as an inhuman shape raised. The creature rushed towards Myers on all fours, its claws scratching against the blood-stained plastic flooring. It stopped, spreading its claws out wide, leaping forward. Myers stepped away, but it came too quickly. Its claws tore away at his forearm. Blood spewed out, but stopped as quick as it started. The Demogorgon opened its mouth, roaring at the masked man. Myers stood, unshaken. The creature stopped at nothing though, raising a claw and swinging down. Myers dodged it with ease this time, swinging quickly out of the way. His knife raised up over his head and plunged down, right into the creature's opened mouth. The beast screeched, its teeth gripping onto his hand, pinning into it and his wrist. It tore away at his skin, as he threw it around like a rabid dog. The pain enraged him. His knife still in the creature's mouth, he jammed it through its skin and punctured its face flap. Demo slammed his claw into Myers' gut, all 5 sharp claws gripping at the flesh. Myers raised his other fist, grabbing the claw and wrenching it from himself. He pulled the knife from the face flap and swung again. Demo dodged the swing and began to back away. Myers raised his knife once more, swinging down, aiming for what he could only assume was the Demogorgon's head. The Demo ran off into the mist. Scratching could be heard, and a strange noise. As if it was digging? It began to raise from behind where Myers had been standing, a portal in the ground. It poked its head out and climbed out to the surface. But Myers had gone. It looked to the ground. Drops of blood led elsewhere. It began to follow them, crawling all the way to an empty room. It heard a low breathing from above. Suddenly Myers dropped down, his knife caving right into the Demo's back, piercing its thick skin. The beast tried to rear back, but Myers had pinned it. He pushed his hands onto its front claws, raising the knife once more and stabbing down again. Demo wiggled, its arm managing to overwhelm the hand it had mauled earlier. Demo threw Myers back, its mouth opening up, the thousands of needle-like teeth showing and wrapping around Myers' head. And again, like he had done to his hand, he began to shake violently. Myers struggled, thrashing his knife away at the creature's skin. He did some damage, but not enough. The Demo screeched. The body of the shape crumpled at its feet. It got up to 2 feet, its claws pressing into the body on the floor. The Demo roared into the air. It had caught its prey. That's gonna do it. Thanks for watching. I do hope you enjoyed.
That was pretty cool.
We're into the second heat now, which also means we'll probably be changing up the scoring system a bit, just to make it a bit more interesting as we go into this next stage.
Alright.
So if you have any ideas, let me know. Thanks.
Let's go. Alright y'all, so I'm gonna end the video right there. You let me know in the comments what you think about this video. Let me know if you would have gone with Michael, if you would have gone with Demo. Y'all know me, man. I went with Mike. He lost by 1 point, which I'm not mad at that, man. Overall, I did know Demo would have to win because it's a fucking alien, you feel me, from another world we're not familiar with or whatever. But yo, hey, if you did enjoy this reaction, smash that like. If you are new, please subscribe. I'm trying to reach 10k subscribers by tomorrow. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss an upload when I go live. If you would like to follow my DBD family, their links will be in the description along with my social medias. If you would like to become a member of my channel to support, that link will be down there with AZ's link, my merch, all of that, man, all of that. And yo, I appreciate your time. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everything, man. I do this for y'all. Y'all the greatest. Keep the positive vibes up, the negative shit out. And with that, I'm out. So stay safe, stay blessed. Always rap on point. Wash your hands, wash your ass. Peace and unity. Till next time, adios. Yeah.